Whoa.
What's that?
I just built a budgeting app in Base 44.
Guys.
Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Watch with Nordic live commentary stream. And we are back here once again for a Monday night commentary. Only one this week. You can thank the NHL schedule for that. But anyway, we are getting ready for a matchup here between the Chicago Blackhawks and the Utah Mammoth. So going over these two teams and their current records, the Mammoth 34-25-4 this season. They are battling for a playoff spot in the Western Conference. They currently find themselves in a spot and looking to hold that ground here tonight. And they're playing a team who they've lost to both times that they've played them this season in the Chicago Blackhawks, 23-29-11. The Blackhawks, I would argue it's been a much better year than years previous, but it definitely is another year of struggles and just not great hockey out there on the ice. But they're getting better, and they got the young guys up in the lineup here as they moved a couple of guys at the trade deadline. Connor Murphy, Jason Dickinson, Colton Dock. They moved a few guys off their roster, and now they made even more room for some of their younger guys down in the AHL. Starting goaltenders here tonight, projected numbers up on the screen, and I did not save it. Hang on a second. What's up, Goku? Sorry about that, guys. I must have not saved this. All right. Yes, all right. There we go. It should be good now. Yep, there you go. All right. So in net for both sides, Vitek Vanacek is in net for the Utah Mammoth. Two Watch with Nordic commentaries prior is 1-1, 2.50, and a .904 save percentage with the Utah Mammoth this season. On the other side, Drew Commesso is making his Watch with Nordic debut. Only 2 career games in the NHL all time. The overall goaltender's actual stats, Vanacek 4-9-2, 2.73 and an 890. Commesso with a 1-1 record, a 2.50 and a .917. He is playing tonight in relief of Soderblom because Spencer Knight is not currently dressed, and I believe he may be injured. What's up, Goku? Welcome everyone in the chat here. Be sure to subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement. We have 2 teams here that we have not commentated that often this season, so I'm not expecting a crazy stream, but hey, we commentate all 32 teams here on the channel. We have fun no matter what, and I know this is going to be a great stream regardless. First off, I do want to pay my respects to Troy Murray, a former Chicago Blackhawks player, former Chicago Blackhawks broadcaster and analyst. He passed away earlier this week, and it's very sad to see any member of the hockey world pass away, and I just want to pay my respects to Troy Murray here before we get started tonight. So we're going to do the national anthem real quick, and then we'll get into the game. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. I apologize for not getting the commentary schedule out. I do apologize for that. That is going to be hopefully going out tomorrow. I'm going to make the graphic tonight. There's only 4 more games on, or actually I guess 5 more games on the commentary schedule for later on in the week. I will post those here as we, move along the week. Wednesday, you can expect Canadians and Senators to be our matchup there. And here is the national anthem currently going on in front of me, and we'll get started with the game time, in about a minute or so. All right, make sure everything's loaded up here. Am I good on the audio and the video? Looks like everything is okay on that end for me. In about a minute or so. Yep. Sounds like I'm okay. Wow, very good anthem right now. This is our first time ever streaming the Blackhawks in at their home arena. I've never streamed them in I can't even tell you what it's called. First time I've ever streamed them in United Center. I thought it was United Center, but I thought I was maybe blanking or something. Thank you all for tuning in. Like the stream down below. Wow, what an anthem here in Chicago as we get ready for puck drop between the Chicago Blackhawks and the Utah Mammoth. It is the third time this season that these two teams will face off against each other. The last 2 times were both wins for the Blackhawks. And on a night like this, honoring one of the greats in Chicago sports, Troy Murray, this is seemingly going to be an interesting game here tonight in United Center. Starting goaltenders here on both sides as we get into it. Drew Commesso is starting with the Chicago Blackhawks. Again, 2 games played, 1-1, 2.5 and a .917. Has played 28 games with Rockford this year in the American Hockey League. On the other side, Vitek Vanacek, the backup here for the Utah Mammoth. 15 games played, 4-9-2, a 2.73. and a .890 this season. It is a classic Central Division matchup between the Utah Mammoth and the Chicago Blackhawks, live here from United Center. 2 big points on the line, and we are underway. Faceoff is won here by the Mammoth. It's banked off the boards then by Sean Dursey and back into the Blackhawks zone. Grabbing it then behind the net is Ryan Donato, who will break this one ahead through center. Donato off the boards then, at least he tried to get it over to Oliver Moore, and that one's broken back up to the right side. That is not Oliver Moore. Hang on a second. Puck is dumped back into the Chicago zone. Nick Schmaltz will clear that one around then behind the net. Schmaltz back to the right side then, stolen back by the Blackhawks. It's Mangiapane, the newly acquired forward from the Edmonton Oilers, who plays that puck back into the Mammoth zone. Down low now, Sean Dursey trying to play a pass to center. Fed back ahead then. And off the boards for Clayton Keller. What's up, King? Here's Logan Cooley now down the right side. Trying to throw a backhand in front. Broken up then down low. Gunther. Feed to pass up top. Taken back then by Ryan Green. Now Connor Bedard with speed down the right side. Will dump it down low into the Utah zone. Grabbing it then is Logan Cooley. He'll play this one up to J.J. Peterka. Grabbed then below the line then by Sam Rinzel. Rookie here for the Blackhawks. Spent some time in the AHL this season. He'll dump it back down low into the Utah zone. That sucks. Here's Marino now off the boards to Peterka. Peterka will dump it down low then into the Chicago zone. Picking it up then on the right side is Ian Cole. Cross-ice pass to Nick DeSimone, who will dump it down low then into the Chicago zone. Grabbing it then on the right side is Kaylor Yamamoto. Nearly said Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Got on the baseball mind there. Teuvo Teravainen now dumps it back into the Utah zone. It's Ian Cole who will clear that one around behind the net. Puck will slide to center. Racing with the speed either way is Yamamoto. Yamamoto then drops it back. A shot! Save there by Commesso on a good opportunity there by Jack McBain. Down low in the corner then, Barrett Hayden battling for it alongside Matt Grzelcyk. Grabbing it then down low is Yamamoto trying to feed a pass to center. Hayden takes it back, fires it on. That one goes wide of Comesso, and now back up top. Durzi at the line, plays it back down low. Hayden cross-ice pass to McBain, can't get there in time. Blackhawks will bank this one out to center. Utah will regroup now in their own end. They have the only shot of the game here so far. Durzi in front, then Stenlund nearly got a backdoor pass and could not convert on Comesso. Back up top then. Cleared off the boards. Below the line then, grabbing that puck is Stenlund. Up top, Durzi. Down low then, it's over to Kerfoot, a shot. He fans on that puck. And Chicago will try and play it to center. Landon Slaggert grabbing that one on the right side, trying to bank that one to center. Utah will keep it in the zone. Carconi on the right side, stolen back then by Chicago. Wyatt Kaiser will clear this one to center. It's chipped back into the Utah zone once again. Carconi on the right side, backhanded down low, stolen back then by Grzelcyk. Chipped off the boards and back to center. Alex Kerfoot carries it into the Chicago zone, battling for it then with Kaiser. Down low then Rinzel. We'll get it back for Chicago. Down now below the line then, Ryan Donato trying to handle that puck here. Schmaltz tries to play it to center. Grabbed then by the Blackhawks. 2-on-2 developing. Mikheyev with Donato. Donato will backhand it down low then into the Utah zone. Mangiapane now on the right side trying to play it, battling for it with Schmaltz and Keller. Grabbed then down low quickly by Marino. Picked back up then by Nate Schmidt, who will feed a pass to center. Blackhawks go off sides. And the whistle is blown with 16:20 to go in the opening period. Damn, that sucks. That sucks, King. At least they're getting points, though. Good movement there by Kevin Stenlund. Nearly had a backdoor play on Comesso, but he fanned on the shot. Then Rinzel, with the big body that he has, comes in and knocks him right over before he can get a rebound opportunity. Face-off here at center now is a tie-up. Mammoth win the draw. It's Cooley back to Peterka, who chips that one down low into the Blackhawks zone. Artem Levshunov then off the boards. Grzelcyk played back then to the right side, trying to move that one through speed with center is Green. Levshunov throws it back down low then to Grzelcyk. Matt Grzelcyk off the boards and back into the Utah zone. Picking it up then quickly is DeSimone and blown dead for an icing with 15:58 to go. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. We have a interesting slate of live commentary streams, 5 of them this week. This is the first of the 5. Sadly, today we can only do one commentary because of the way the schedule is. If I could, I would do more, but it gives the opportunity to do games like this. Face-off in the Blackhawks zone then is won by Levshunov, who will clear it off the boards. Grzelcyk poke checks the center. He'll race forward with speed. Plays it ahead then to Green. Green trying to grab that puck, stolen back by Durzi, then below the line. Picking up then Burakovsky to Bedard in front, and Bedard fires it wide. McBain up top then to Yamamoto, who dumps it down low into the Blackhawk zone. Now Barrett Hayden fighting for it with Levshunov. Grzelcyk now then below the line, trying to jab at that puck as well. Picked back up then by Green. Green now will throw a pass to Bedard, who can't get it there. It's stolen back then again by the Blackhawks. Burakovsky in the zone up top. Coming in then is Kaiser, who kind of gets broken up there a little bit. Throws it down low then to Bedard. Bedard behind the net. Backhands it to Burakovsky. To Green in front. Delayed penalty coming up against the Mammoth. Bedard, cross-ice pass. Grabbed then by Rinzel. Pass down low and nobody is there. And puck comes back out to center. Empty net here on the delayed penalty. 6-on-5. Blackhawks handle the puck. Kaiser. Back down low then to Rinzel. Now then to Kaiser, who will play it up then to Tyler Bertuzzi, who loops it back around. Blackhawks struggling to get out of their own zone here. And pressure on this delayed penalty call. Good forecheck here by Alex Kerfoot. Down low now, Frank Nazar. Gives it back to Kaiser. Wyatt Kaiser behind the net then will handle it for the Blackhawks. Banked off the boards then to Donato. Donato will break into the zone with speed. Looks through the D, gets it off of him and touched by the Mammoth. And we will get a Chicago power play coming up. I'm not sure who exactly it's going to be on. So Utah penalty coming up here. Blackhawks power play. And it's going to be a Tripping call, I believe, is the assessment. Or it might be a hook. It is a hold, actually. I'm wrong both times. So Blackhawks power play coming up. Chicago, one of the below-average power plays in the league, 21st in the NHL. So is the Mammoth PK, 20th in the NHL. Face-off will come here now in the Utah zone. They'll get their top unit out there on the ice. Mammoth win the draw. Schmidt will clear this one all the way back into the Blackhawks zone. Here's Sam Rinzel. Will chip it off the boards then to Teravainen, back over to Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi will dump it down low to Vanacek. Now Nazar battling for it on the right side. Teravainen up top. Backhanded into the zone. Then it goes up and out of play. I think it deflected off the boards, but the faceoff will stay in the Mammoth zone, I believe. My clock was way behind. I apologize. Face-off coming up here now once again in the Utah zone. Teravainen taking the draw against Stenlund. 1:37 to go on the power play. Face-off is won by Utah. Cole down low then to Schmidt. Kicked off the boards then now. Here comes Utah through center. Kerfoot down the right side. Gets held off the boards then by Bedard. Connor Bedard now behind the net. Gives it back to Rinzel. Sam Rinzel now will drop it back to Nazar. Frankie Nazar will break it through the zone. He gets broken up then by Kerfoot, who throws it back to McBain, who will dump it down the other way. And not off to a great start here on this power play. Halfway through it. Can't even get a chance in the offensive zone. Sam Rinzel now will break it through center. Rinzel feeds it back up top. Nazar dekes into the zone to center down low and just misses Burakovsky. Are you serious? Wide open net for Andre Burakovsky, and he missed it somehow. Here's Bedard now on the right side, getting knocked down to the ground, stolen back by the Mammoth and cleared down the other way. I think Burakovsky may have caught some iron. Here he is with the puck again. Loops around now to the right side, being tied up there by Marino. Stolen back by the Mammoth. Short to break, it's Cooley. Down the right side, pass to Stenlund is blocked. And then grabbed down low by the Hawks once again as they get their second unit out there. Levshinov to Burakovsky. Drop back down low then. Coming in with speed is Nick Lardis. Scored 70 goals last year in the Ontario Hockey League. Getting a bigger role here with Chicago. As the power play ticks down, Mammoth will bank this one off the boards all the way back into the Chicago zone. That will do it for the power play. Not a great power play there for the Blackhawks. Did not even register a shot. Chipped off the boards then by Gunther. Try to play that one ahead to Schmaltz. He'll get it there. Gunther takes it right back. Fires it on the one. Goes wide of Comesso. Now down low, Schmaltz. Up top, Dursey. Dursey back over then to Keller, who will chip it back down low behind the net. Blackhawks get it back. Vlasic thrown to center. Mikheyev battling for it. Broken up then by Utah. Blackhawks will get it right back then and backhanded down low. At least they try to. Keller steals it back of the line. Here's Keller, 3-on-2. Looks, waits, getting tied up there by Vlasic. Pass back down low then to Schmidt, who can't keep it clearly on his stick. Will get it down low then to Schmaltz. Schmaltz trying to throw a pass back. It's stolen back by the Blackhawks. Mikheyev off the boards to Mangiapane. Can't get there in time. Icing against Chicago. After a handful of minutes here of just constant play. Let's go Utah. Love to hear that. Face off here in the Chicago zone. It's one back then by the Blackhawks. Only one shot so far through these last 9 minutes of play. It came from Utah early in the game. Banked off the boards then and back down low into the Chicago zone. Once again, another icing against the Mammoth this time. Teams, please go over 6 goals today. We'll see, bro. We will see. Face-off coming up here now. It'll be in the Utah zone once again. 11:15 to go in the opening period. Scoreless hockey game. Only one shot so far still. Here's Burakovsky now battling forward with Marino. As Burakovsky gets knocked down to the ground. No call there. Bedard gets knocked off that puck. It goes back to center. Wyatt Kaiser now behind the net. Will bank it off the boards. Then Utah gets it back down low. Cooley will bring it up top. Shot from the point blocked. Krause is right there. It's stolen back by the Mammoth again. Cooley right side up top to Krause. Can't get the shot on as it was tipped in front. Now Dursey back to Peterka. Up top, Weegar will fire that one wide. Mackenzie Weegar and his Utah Mammoth brand new team here. Not sure if it's his debut. He may have played the other night. Here's Weegar back over to Dursey. Shot on is blocked. Cooley to Peterka. Denied by Comesso, who makes the save with 10:25 to go in the opening period. I believe we will step aside. And yes, we will. Mammoth and Blackhawks scoreless here from United Center. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement. Let's take a look at the status report here for these two teams and what went into the lineup tonight. So I originally thought that Mackenzie Weegar was not going to play. He was listed as a scratch by NHL.com, but he's actually in the game tonight. So I guess, NHL.com is not always right, as we know. So Sergachev, a defenseman, is a game-time decision. He has missed the past two games, and judging by what I have commentated so far, and looking at the box score, he is not in the lineup tonight. So coming in replacement for him, I believe, is Ian Cole. Or I'm sorry, Nick DeSimone probably is the one coming in replacement for him. The Blackhawks on an optional morning skate following their overtime loss to Dallas last night. Spencer Knight is going to miss his third straight game. Soderblom did play last night, which is why we are seeing Drew Comesso get the start tonight. And then Oliver Moore is not playing tonight after getting injured in the first period on Sunday. So Oliver Moore dealing with an injury there. Hopefully it's not too serious. And that is your status report. Your scratches for tonight: Ethan Del Mastro, Liam O'Brien, and Brandon Tanev are the injuries here that the Mammoth are suffering tonight. Doing another little bit of a standing ovation here for Troy Murray, one of the all-time greats in Chicago. Darren Pang down there kind of getting a little bit emotional. Praying for the whole Troy Murray family right now. Face-off coming up here in the Blackhawks zone. It's going to be Barrett Hayden taking the draw then against Frank Nazar. Face-off is a violation. They will kick Hayden out of the box. Now McBain will come in to take this draw. Attempt number 2 is won back then by the Blackhawks. Down low now, Artem Levshinov chips it off the boards, then pass over to DeSimone. Fires it on, and it goes in! They blew the whistle. I didn't even realize it went in. Nick DeSimone with a shot from up top. And I think it might have been touched in front by Barrett Hayton. And the Mammoth have struck first. It's 1-0. I didn't even realize that went in. I could barely tell. Nice shot. I don't even know the Blackhawks thought it was even in. What a shot from up top there. Barrett Hayton from DeSimone and Cole. Hey, what's up, Bon? Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I don't know if that's going to be Barrett Hayton's goal. So off the draw there, Barrett Hayton scores the goal. Or DeSimone, whatever it ends up being. And the Mammoth have taken a 1-0 lead here, about 10-17 into the hockey game. Face-off here now is won by the Blackhawks. Rinzel will dump it down low into the Utah zone. DeSimone now battling for it on the right side. Puck slides in on Vanacek. He'll make the save. Kerfoot below the line then back over to Stenlund. Grab then down low. Lafferty pass in front is broken up. Then Mammoth get it back. Here's Kerfoot. Off the boards then now to center. Stenlund battling forward with Kaiser. Banked off the boards and back into the Chicago zone. Here's Rinzel. Cross-ice pass to Kaiser. Banked off the boards then now Mikheyev. Stolen back by Utah. Here's Marino. Marino battling forward with Mikheyev. Cleared back into the Chicago zone. Luis Crevier will play that puck back to Vlasic. Up forward then for Donato. Ryan Donato will bank this one off the boards to center. Mammoth trying to get it back. Vlasic's there down low. He will clear it back into the Utah zone. Blackhawks still looking for their first shot of the game. Here's Keller. Chipped off the boards, then back to the right side. Now Gunther will backhand this one into the Blackhawks zone. Whistle blown dead here for an offsides against the Mammoth with 9:09 to go in this opening period. We'll head to commercial break. Utah with a 1-0 lead off of Barrett Hayton on a tip shot from up top. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the commentary. Tusks up Utah, love that. Well, you're 6 goals away. All right, trying to update this here really quick. So, no streams tomorrow, as much as I would love to stream tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, Senators and Canadians. Thursday will be Capitals, Sabres, and Predators, Canucks. I may change that Preds Canucks game. I haven't decided yet. Thinking about it. I think I'm just going to roll with it, though. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in. I very much so greatly appreciate it. Still stuck in commercial break here. All right, we are back. 9:09 left to go here in this opening period. Mammoth and Blackhawks is a 1-0 lead for Utah. It was a DeSimone shot. Barrett Hayton may have gotten a piece of that. This one may end up being Nick DeSimone's goal. Not 100% sure. But regardless of that, the Mammoth have taken a 1-0 lead no matter who has scored it. Face-off here now outside of the Utah zone is won by the Mammoth and chipped off the boards to center. Grab back then by Dylan Gunther. Gunther pass back to Schmidt. Schmidt forward then for Gunther, who breaks it through center. Gunther comes in, loses the puck as he's tied up there with Crevier. Up top, Marino. Pass to Schmidt. A shot denied by Comesso, who makes the save. And I mean, what can Drew Comesso really do here? The Mammoth are really just hemming the Blackhawks in their own zone. Even though the shots don't seem to be that way that much, it's been a pretty lopsided game so far. And good defensive play by Crevier on Gunther, who nearly came in one-on-one and got an open chance on Comesso, but Crevier played it back to the right side. Seems like it's going to be one of those games here for Chicago. Here's Krause now taking the draw against Connor Bedard. Face-off is won back then by the Mammoth. Up top, Sean Dursey. Pass back down low. Peterka will fire that one wide. Now Rinzel grabs it back to Kaiser. Kaiser over then for Green. Stolen back then by the Mammoth, who keep it in the zone. Peterka then stolen back by Dursey. Puck slides out. Mammoth will dump it in and get back on sides. Gives the Hawks the opportunity to play the other way. Here's Connor Bedard. Bedard on the right side. Fires it. Denied by Vanacek. And chip back down low. Mammoth get it back now. They break it through center. Kraus back to Cooley. Cooley will dump it down low into the Blackhawks zone. Comesso will hold it here down low then for Chicago. Now Sam Rinzel behind the net for the Blackhawks. Time winding down here in period number 1. 12 minutes to go. Mammoth with a 1-0 lead. Burakovsky will bank this one off the boards back into the Utah zone. Here's DeSimone now chipping it off and back into the Chicago end. Grabbing it down low is Artem Levshunov. Thrown back to Frank Nazar. Nazar will regroup now in his own end. Shots now 4-2 as the Hawks get a handful of chances. Puck is dumped back into the Mammoth zone for an icing with 7:37 to go in this opening period. And Connor Bedard with a good chance there. It just banked off the post. And what an amazing year for Connor Bedard. His last 100 NHL games is nearly a point per game, just 1 point back. Has won significantly more faceoffs than he was the previous year. We are slowly seeing the improvement of this player. He's getting better and better. Faceoff won by Chicago. Grzelcyk drops it back then to Levshunov. Artem Levshunov now will bank this one off the boards to center. It's stolen back then by Utah. Cleared into the zone. Mammoth get it back to center. Dump back in again by Marino. On the right side, Blackhawks get it back down low. Levshunov fighting for it then with Kerfoot. Chipped off the boards then to the right side. Nate Schmidt broken up then by the Blackhawks. Here they come the other way. Bertuzzi through the zone. Comes down the right side. Stolen back then by the Mammoth once again. Here's Kerfoot. Pass over then to Marino. Marino into the zone. Back up top then for Carcone below the line. Carcone chips it back to Marino. Marino battling for it now with Levshunov. Dylan Gunther will try and battle for that one in the corners. A tie-up between him and Slaggert. Mammoth win the battle. Schmaltz to Keller. Keller, a shot! Blocked in front. Grabbed then by Nazar. Frank Nazar then through zone with speed. Will backhand it into the zone. It's gloved up by Vanacek, who has not faced a lot of action here tonight. And again, you take a look at a guy in Connor Bedard. Again, we mentioned him earlier. He's really improved over the last 3 years. His rookie season was a great one. He won the Calder Trophy. Last year, it felt like a sophomore slump in a way. This year, he seems to be improving better and better. He had a great start to the season, got injured. The Blackhawks kind of fell out of the playoffs. But he's still been phenomenal. Last 11 games, 10 points, 37 shots. And that's over the last 10 games. Yeah, Mammoth, 1 combined goal in their last 2 games against the Blackhawks. Face-off won by Utah now in their own zone. Gunther off the boards and back down low. Grabbed quickly then by Dursey. Dursey off the boards to Schmaltz. Schmaltz try to play it down low then. Stolen back by Mangiapane. Cross-ice pass to Donato. Donato, a shot! He scores! It goes off of Andrew Mangiapane in front. And he has his first goal as a Blackhawk. And we are tied. Andrew Mangiapane from Ryan Donato and Ilya Mikheyev makes it a 1-1 hockey game here. Picks up his 8th goal of the season. It's a simple deflection off of himself. And into the back of the net. They don't ask how, they ask how many. Andrew Mangiapane, his first goal as a Blackhawk. And we are tied at 1. Andrew Mangiapane ties the game up. Assisted by Ryan Donato and Ilya Mikheyev, making it a 1-1 hockey game with about 6 minutes to go in this opening period. Here's J.J. Peterka now battling for it on the right side with Schmidt. Peterka throws it down low then to Marino. John Marino now will throw it down low to Schmidt, who will bank it off the boards back to center. Cleared back into the Utah zone once again. Nate Schmidt off the boards to Marino. Cross-ice pass, Peterka. Up the boards then and chip back into the Chicago zone. Now it's Rinzel who will bank that one off the boards and back to center. Here comes Connor Bedard. Bedard will drop it back then to Burakovsky. Burakovsky to Kaiser down low. Bedard fanned on the shot and could not get it there. Now Cooley battling for it down low. Bedard falls to the ground amidst all the battling. Bank back around then behind the net. Teravainen to the right side then, J.J. Peterka. Peterka up top then to Rinzel. Rinzel now into the zone to Teravainen. Throws it back up top. Nazar. Back over to Teravainen. We'll throw that one below the line. Bertuzzi trying to play that puck. He gets tied up there by two Mammoth players. Throw him back up top then. Grzelcyk, cross-ice pass. Levshinov comes in, looks, waits, shoots it. Denied by Vanacek with the pad. And kick back down low to the corner. Grabbing it then is Yamamoto, who will bank it to center. Good play there by Jack McBain as the clock winds down. Shots are now even here at 4 apiece. It's Barrett Hayton and Andrew Mangiapane. Here's Sean Durzi back over then for McBain. It's chipped back into the Chicago zone. Levshinov over then for Grzelcyk. Grzelcyk ahead to Nazar, who will play this one through center. Off the boards now Slaggert. On the right side to Lardis now below the line. Battling forward is Durzi. Grabbing it then down low is Barrett Hayton. Off the boards now for Carcone. Michael Carcone will bank this one off the boards and stolen back quickly then by Rinzel. Off the boards over to Lardis. Lardis kind of falls down to the ground there a little bit. Picked back up by the Mammoth. Kerfoot shoots it into the chest of Comesso once again with 3:59 to go in the opening period. Andrew Mangiapane, his first goal as a Chicago Blackhawk. Anything can happen when you go to the net. And we are tied at 1. So there you go. Andrew Mangiapane picks up his 8th goal of the season. And it's a pretty nifty one at that. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement. You take a look at these two teams and their commentary records in Watch with Nordic streams. Both of them have played the same amount of hockey games. The Mammoth, 3-3-1 over 7 commentaries, and the Blackhawks, 2-4-1 over 7 commentaries all time here on this YouTube channel. It is the 8th time both of them have played in a commentary. And hopefully the Utah Mammoth will make the playoffs so we have the opportunity to do them even more. And obviously, you know, again, we love to keep track of stats here on this channel. We love the numbers. Numbers is our favorite thing. Still in commercial break here from United Center. Andrew Mangiapane ties the game. Talk about a guy who has struggled this season. And that was a guy that was acquired by the Oilers. It was very, very hard to move off of him. Very, very hard. And I think the Oilers didn't think it would be that hard to move away from him, but it ended up going that way. All right, face-off coming up here now in the Blackhawks zone is won by the Hawks. Mammoth battling for it down low still. Schmaltz back over them below the line. Gunther played back up top then to Marino. John Marino will dump that one in front, jabbing at that puck. It goes back to the right side. Now Vlasic will play it back to center. Alex Vlasic stolen back then by the Mammoth. Keller with Gunther. Keller to Gunther! Denied! Wait, it goes in! They score! I didn't even see it go in! Dylan Gunther makes it 2-1 Utah. That's the second time where I don't see the puck go in. I couldn't tell because Gunther or Comesso was kind of in the way. It slipped off his pad and into the back of the net. I apologize, guys. But Gunther puts it through his 5-hole of Comesso. Nice little saucer pass there by Clayton Keller. And the Mammoth have regained the 1-goal lead. Assist on that goal, Clayton Keller and Nick Schmaltz, making it a 2-1 lead there for Utah. Face-off here now coming up at center. It'll be Kerfoot versus Face-off taken back then by the Hawks. Here's Marino. Chipped off the boards and all the way back then into the Utah zone. Trying to grab it then on the right side was Vanacek. Played back to center. Here's Carcone. Drops it back then and down low into the Chicago zone. Stenlund up top in front. Denied. Rebounds there and Comesso gets the cover. Hopefully maybe I will see the goal next time. I apologize for the Mammoth fans not getting that many great calls for Utah, because the two goals I've seen, they've been in and out, and the one with Comesso, it just slithered right into the back of the net, and I didn't see it because Comesso was in the way. Hard to tell on the TV sometimes. Shots are 7-4 in favor of the Mammoth with 3:07 left. Face-off coming up here now in the Blackhawks zone is won by Utah. Cooley up top then to Weegar, who banks it around behind the net. Then Levchinov fighting now with Krause. Paterka to Krause. Backhand in front. Denied by Comesso. Blackhawks now down low in the corner. Burakovsky will play this one ahead then through center. Here's Connor Bedard. Bedard loops around. Backhand pass over then for Grzelcyk, who will clear it around them behind the net. Weegar battling for it then with Bedard. Down low in the corner, Krause battling for it there as well. Chipped off the boards then by Paterka. Pass ahead then to center. Here's Grzelcyk. Off the boards to Bedard. Connor Bedard now brings it through center. Loops it around then past the Green. A shot. Denied. Rebound was there. And chipped away then by Paterka. Green gets it back down low then behind the net for the Hawks. Ryan Green tries to feed a pass up top. It's blocked. He regains control. Pass up then to Burakovsky. Burakovsky breaks the center. Up top, Grzelcyk, a shot! Saved by Vanacek. Rebound was there. And chipped away then by the Mammoth. McBain will clear to center. Final 2 minutes of play here in this opening period. Grzelcyk will drop it back to Rinzel. Sam Rinzel off the boards to Bertuzzi, who tries to poke check it ahead. Now Teravainen, cross-ice pass to Kaiser. Wyatt Kaiser comes in, shoots it into the chest of Vanacek. As the Blackhawks get a handful of chances here as well, but alas, they cannot convert. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. Shots are 7-6. There's your annual Watch with Nordic, 6-7. We see it almost every stream. Face-off here now won by the Mammoth. Kicked off the boards, then down low to Yamamoto. Yamamoto will flick this puck back into the Chicago zone. Grabbing it then is Kaiser. Wyatt Kaiser off the boards to center. Bertuzzi over to Teravainen. Teravainen fires it. He's fanning on that puck. Now Barrett in on the right side to DeSimone, who will clear it back into the Blackhawks zone. Rinzel now will dump it back down the other way. Out of the net then is Vanacek to play that puck. Marino off the boards then to Barrett Hayden. Hayden will chip that one into the Chicago end. Now Frankie Nazar will take this one through center. Nazar, pass up to Mikheyev. Mikheyev will clear it down low. It's Nazar battling for it. Stolen back then by the Mammoth. Marino, right side then to Schmidt. Back over to Gunther. Keller up top. Marino looks, waits. Keller, pass over. Broken up by Crevier, who will clear this one to center. 3-on-3 developing here. Mikheyev down the right side. Will fire it on. Denied by Vanacek. And grabbed back then by the Mammoth. 38 seconds to go in this opening period. Here's Clayton Keller. Back over then to Schmaltz. Whistle blown dead with 32 seconds left on the clock for an offsides. Mangiapane getting into it there with Keller. Did not like what Keller did. And Keller, just with a smile on his face, is like, what are you doing, dude? Shots are 8-7 in favor of Chicago. They've gotten a couple opportunities here in these last couple minutes on Vanacek, and they've not been able to convert. Mangiapane did tie the game, but Dylan Gunther not long afterwards with the go-ahead goal. 32.7 seconds to go on the clock. I make it 33 when it's above 0.5, or I make it the next number just because Sometimes the clock's not aligned if I do it the other way. Faceoff's going to come here now outside of the Chicago zone. Donato versus Schmaltz. 2 number 8's taking the draw here. Mangiapane getting into it there with Gunther. They will kick Gunther out. Now Schmaltz. Faceoff here now is won by the Blackhawks. Vlasic down low behind the net. Kicks it around to the right side. Now Keller. Back over then for Gunther. Schmaltz up top. Shoots it. Save there. Rebounds in front. And cleared back to the right side. Now Keller. Battling forward then with Donato. Off the boards for Weegar. Keller gets it back to center. He'll flick a saucer pass to Dursey, who backhands it down low. Blackhawks get it back, but it's blown dead for offsides with 10 seconds to go. Mammoth go offsides there for the second time in the last minute. Didn't look intentional that time. Faceoff's going to come outside of the Chicago zone. Don't think anything's going to happen these last 10 seconds, but whatever. Face-off here now won by the Mammoth. Kerfoot comes into center. Will backhand this one down low into the Blackhawk zone. Time winding down. Levshinov holds it down low. That'll do it. End of period number 1 here from Chicago. And the Utah Mammoth with 2 of the 3 goals in that first period, making a 2-1 lead for Utah after 20 minutes of play. It went Barrett Hayden, Andrew Mangiapane, and Dylan Gunther with the goals. That being said, folks, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. We'll be back for the start of period number 2 momentarily. What's up, Christine? This is the countdown till the second period. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Utah's messing with me with our goals. Yeah, the one was so fast that I couldn't even tell. And the other goal went off of Comesso into the back of the net. I couldn't even see it. I didn't even notice until after the Mammoth started celebrating. A little bit annoying, but it is what it is. It's all good. I got the Mangiapane one, so I will use that one. That's good to hear, Christine. I will use that one for a commentary clip. All right. Schmaltz. Mangiapane cross-ice pass to Donato. Pulling back by Mangiapane, cross-ice pass to Donato. Donato a shot. He scores! Donato. Donato a shot. Happy the Islanders beat the Sharks. Good. It goes off of Andrew Mangiapane in front, and he has his first goal as a Blackhawk, and we are tied. They say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. All right, just did the Mangiapane clip there. We have an Islanders stream on Friday, I believe. We're streaming the Islanders against the Kings again on Friday, I'm pretty sure.
I've played this character for...
It is a nice day. Yeah, it was like 70 degrees here after what felt like a lifetime of cold weather. We've had snow on the ground for so long, and we still do. Like, there's still snow on the ground outside. Big chunks of ice that have been there for forever, but hopefully tomorrow is supposed to be a little bit hotter. Yeah, it's just been miserable here the last couple of weeks, and it's good to see that we're finally getting the warm weather back. And that honestly tells me that we're getting closer and closer to the playoffs and summer. And that makes me very happy. All right, shots after 20 minutes of play were actually 8-6. Not a great game, not a great start there for Drew Commesso, but what can you do? It is what it is, I guess.
Blackhawks wrapping up their 10th back-to-back tilts this season, and less than 10 minutes to go.
This is the 10th back-to-back for Chicago. My favorite team is the Philadelphia Flyers. But I try to keep a level head here and commentate all 32 teams fairly. But I'm primarily a Flyers fan. I'm also a Utah Mammoth fan. I was formerly a Coyotes fan. I have to say that. Delicious water. All right. Mine is Islanders. Yeah, I figured. That's nice, though. Nothing wrong with that. Same here. Got a lot of Islanders fans in the chat. We'll be live for the Islanders on Friday. That is our next Isles stream. Was an Avalanche fan, but now a Mammoth fan. Is that because they moved to Utah and you're from Utah? How do you transition from that? Do you still have a soft spot in your heart for Colorado, or are you just like, eh? I can't say I don't think I remember you, Christine. Sorry to say, I have a lot of people come through my streams. You may have been like in an Islander stream previously, and I just don't remember, but I try to remember most people that come here frequently. Yeah, I still have a soft spot. That's fair. That's definitely fair. Ah, okay. Well, I appreciate your support. Little soft spot, but not much because of the rivalry. Oh, the was living to Utah? Okay. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. I understand that for sure. You know, there's definitely a rivalry there. So, well, today we posted a video reviewing and grading every single trade from the trade deadline. I encourage you guys going and checking that video out. We're going to be uploading a couple more videos over this next week. We got to finish up our divisional all-star teams. There's going to be a couple of prospect videos as well. We'll also be gearing up for the Stanley Cup playoffs coming up later in the month. Wow, Alex Vlasic is now the longest tenured Blackhawk after the trade deadline. That's crazy. Love the Islanders. Love Matthew Schaefer. Schaefer's awesome. I love Schaefer too. He's great. Really fun to watch. I'm looking forward to doing him again here. He hasn't scored a goal yet in a commentary, but I know it's coming soon. The gold medal game is somehow still getting views on this channel. Huh. All right, about 8 minutes to go till the start of the second period. Stick around, guys. Wednesday, we got the Ottawa Senators and the Montreal Canadiens. Thursday is Sabres Capitals and probably Predators Canucks. I may change that. I haven't decided yet, but I doubt it. I doubt I will change it. All right. Sorry, guys. Just updating this super quickly. Updating the all-time Watch with Nordic stat sheet. All right, perfect. There we go. My other favorite team is the Utica University. Utica University, nice. Utica not too far from me. I'm from Pennsylvania, so that's not that far away. All right, perfect. Second period should get started in about 4.5 minutes or so. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. Capitals defeat the Flames 7-3. Are they really? That's cool. Like D1 or D3? I'm not sure. Is that a D1 is that a D1 school? It could be D2 too, actually. What are my top 3 games that I have streamed? They're D3, okay. That's a great question. Top 3 streams that I've ever streamed. Well, number 1's got to be the gold medal game between the United States and Canada men's. The women's is up. The women's is up there though. I don't know if it's top 3. Number 2. Capitals Oilers earlier this year was really, really good. That was a great stream. And then number 3, honestly, I'll say women's gold. I think the men's gold and the women's gold were like, they were awesome. And then Capitals Oilers was a great commentary earlier this year too. It's really hard to narrow it down to 3. There's been a lot of games that I personally really enjoyed. I enjoy almost every game I commentate, but it's difficult to narrow it down, that's for sure. Alrighty, let's get ready for the start of period number 2 between the Chicago Blackhawks and the Utah Mammoth. First period recap. Goals were scored by Barrett Hayton, Andrew Mangiapane, and Dylan Guenther, making it a 2-1 lead for the Utah Mammoth after 20 minutes of play. You take a look at your stats through 20. Shots were 8-6. In favor of the Blackhawks. Face-off percentage, 55% in favor of Chicago. Power plays, Chicago 0 for 1, and that's all we've had so far here tonight. Your hits are 9-7 Mammoth, and block shots are 5-0 in favor of Chicago. Again, as I mentioned earlier in the pregame, it is the third of 4 times these two teams will face off against each other. The previous 2 times, the Blackhawks took the victories over Utah. And these 2 teams will face off for the final time this season later on, just 3 days from now on March 12th. So on Thursday, they will face off yet again, if that's correct. I think it is. Yeah, I love the USA hockey team. They did so much great stuff this year. It was so much fun watching them win gold. All right. Loading off a replay here. A little bit ahead of the start here. That's okay. Haven't done the Blackhawks that much at home. Not used to this broadcast. All right, here we go. Period number 2 between the Mammoth and the Hawks is underway. Face-off won by Utah. They'll dump it down low into the Chicago zone. On the right side, Keller. Battling forward now with Donato. Gunther clears it around them behind the net. Here's Vlasic. Off the boards to center. Ilya Mikheyev now 2-on-1 pass down low. Backhand denied by Vanacek. A great opportunity there for Ryan Donato. Backhand on again. Is also stopped by Vanacek. Here's Vlasic. Back over to Mikheyev then, who will dump it down low. Mangiapane off the boards to Donato. Back on the right side to center. Here comes Clayton Keller. Backhands it away. Stolen back by Vlasic then, who will throw it back into the Utah zone. Icing coming up against Chicago to start this one off. Shots now 9-6 in favor of Utah. Some good opportunities there for the Blackhawks. But alas, they could not convert. Face-off coming up here in the Blackhawks zone is won by the Mammoth. Schmidt to Marino. A shot denied by Comesso as he makes the save and gets the cover. All right, face-off coming up here again in the Utah zone. Sorry, guys, trying to fix something here real quick on my end. It's all good. All right, face-off now in the Blackhawks zone. Bedard versus Cooley. Two of the top players here for both of these teams. Cooley's kicked out. Krause will come in. Face-off is won back by Utah. Blackhawks will steal this one then and break it out to center. Burakovsky will dump it down low. It's grabbed quickly then by Marino. Right side now, Krause back to Cooley. Cooley on the right side, banked off the boards then and back into the Chicago zone. Now Wyatt Kaiser down low, battling forward with Peterka. Krause, huge hit then down low. Delayed penalty coming off of that. And Mammoth touched the puck. The whistle is blown. And Chicago will head to the power play for the second time tonight. Logan Cooley will go to the box. And Chicago will get another man advantage. As Cooley this time for holding on Connor Bedard. And we will see what the Blackhawks can do once again here on the man advantage. So Cooley will head to the penalty box. Face-off coming up here now. In the Mammoth zone, Blackhawks looking to tie this one up. Bertuzzi, Nazar, Bedard, Renzel, and Teravainen on this power play. They were 0 for 1, did not register a shot on their first one early in the opening period. Face-off won by the Hawks. Renzel to Bedard. Connor Bedard now on the right side, moves it up top. Cross-ice pass then. Here's Nazar. Thrown back up top. Renzel over to Bedard. Bedard looks for options. Will circle it back up top. Renzel back to Bedard. Bedard on the right side. Circles with that puck. Renzel, a shot denied by Vanacek. And now Schmidt cleared away then by the Mammoth back into the Chicago zone immediately. And now Chicago will break it back again the other way. Renzel through the zone now. Dumps it around the Mammoth net. Now Schmidt off the boards to Bertuzzi. Puck is chipped back to center. Here's Schmaltz. Coming in the zone now, straight in at Schmaltz. Comes in! Knocked off the puck. Penalty coming up for Chicago. And Connor Bedard hooks Nick Schmaltz as he went on a short-handed breakaway. And that results in a penalty for the Hawks. And we'll get some 4-on-4 followed by a short Mammoth power play. And yeah, it's one of those plays where it's like, what are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to just let Schmaltz come in on the breakaway and get a 1-on-0 chance without interfering with him? No, I won't be live for the Islanders tomorrow, sadly. So 4-on-4 coming up, followed by a brief Utah Mammoth power play. Face-off now in the Blackhawks zone is won by the Mammoth. Down low now, Kerfoot. Cleared off the boards. Kerfoot wraparound chance. Can't get the shot on. Blackhawks steal it back. Burakovsky. Down low now below the line. Battling for it then with Weegar. On the right side, Kerfoot's there as well. Puck is chipped back into the Chicago zone. Grabbed then by Grzelcyk. Off the boards now, Kerfoot. Back down low then, Levshunov. Back to Burakovsky then, who will pick it up here through center. Grzelcyk coming in with speed. 3-on-2 developing. Grzelcyk up top to Green. Green looks for options. Levshunov up top, down low to Green. Can't get the shot on. Ryan Green, cross-ice pass. Still in the back then by the Mammoth. Now a 2-on-1 developing. It's Carconi with Schmidt. Carconi back to Krause, who can't get the shot on. And the Hawks take it back the other way. Burakovsky with some room. Will look for options now and regroup back in his own end. Andre Burakovsky down the right side. Plays it back down low then for Levshunov. Levshunov for Nazar. Frank Nazar comes into the zone. Will look for options. Skirts it back around up top. Mammoth now on the power play. It's broken up down the line. Cleared back down low then. Hawks will dump it back into the zone. Now Crevier shorthanded. Levshunov picks it up down low. Mikheyev knocked down by Schmidt. Blackhawks PK is first in the entire NHL. Mammoth now with the puck. It's Ian Cole. Back down low then for Schmaltz. Drop back to Barrett Hayden. Off the boards now for Clayton Keller. Keller will drop it back to Schmaltz. Schmaltz into the zone to Keller. Pass up top. Broken up then by the Hawks. Now Dursey has the Mammoth set up. It's 5 seconds to go on the man advantage. Here's Keller. Below the line now. Clayton Keller up top. Broken up then by Teravainen. Penalty is over. Here's Nazar. 3-on-3 developing. Here's Nazar into the zone. Fires it. Save rebounds in front. Just wide is Mikheyev, who can't convert. Now Bedard. Pass back to Teravainen. Down low in front. Denied. Rebounds there. And just in the crease and cleared away. What a chance for the Hawks. But they cannot convert. What a sequence by Vitek Vanacek, who makes some huge saves. Penalty coming up against the Mammoth. Sean Dursey on a cross-check to Ilya Mikheyev. And the Blackhawks will head back to the power play. Well, there you go. Chicago power play coming up with 15 and a half minutes to go in period number 2. It'll be Dursey who will head to the box. And the Blackhawks will head back to the power play. Face-off here now is won by the Hawks. Teravainen up top. Poke checked away by Stenlund. It comes back to center. Now Bedard will play it back down low then for Rinzel. Sam Rinzel will move this one through center. Drops it back then to Nazar. Frankie Nazar plays it over then for Bedard. Bedard off the boards to Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi cross-ice pass to Nazar. Frankie Nazar back over then for Teravainen. Down low Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi to Rinzel. Rinzel to Nazar. Back over to Bedard. Bedard chips it down low then into the corner. Now Nate Schmidt tries to bank this one off the boards. Nate Schmidt now below the line will clear this one all the way back to center. Rinzel back to Bedard. Bedard comes in. Circles around then up top. Connor Bedard waiting for it now on the right side. 14:40 to go in the second. Rinzel back to Nazar. Rinzel a shot. Denied in front of that even got on. Halfway through the power play. Bertuzzi feeds the puck up top to Rinzel. Rinzel back to Nazar, who gets broken up down the line. Bedard takes it back now up top. Connor Bedard now on the right side. Moves in. Shoots it. Denied. Rebounds there. And poke checked away. Now Schmaltz shorthanded will break it into the zone. And he'll just fire it on Comesso, who makes the save. And now the Hawks take it back the other way. Here's Donato. Ryan Donato now with speed. Dumps it into the Mammoth zone. Marino clears it off the boards. Blackhawks try and keep it in. Mammoth dump it down the other way. Shots now 13-10 in favor of the Hawks. Here come the Hawks now through center. Levshunov back up then for Lardis. Lardis will dump it into the Mammoth zone. Time winding down on the power play. Backhanded all the way into the Chicago zone. Levshinov now battling forward with McBain. Donato. Down low then for Vlasic. Vlasic to the right side to Barrett Hayton. Marc-Edouard Vlasic now below the line, then back over to Levshinov. Power play is over, by the way. Here come the Hawks the other way. Sam Lafferty dumps it down low to the Utah zone. Picked back up then by Ian Cole. Drop down low behind the net then for DeSimone. Down low now below the line. Blackhawks trying to get it back. Mikheyev, cross-ice pass. Up top, Vlasic a shot. Denied, rebounds in front. And DeSimone picks it up down low in the corner. Mangiapane battling for it in the corner now. It's grabbed back by Ian Cole. Cole will bank this puck up then to center. Mikheyev battling for it then with Dursey. Puck is chipped back down low into the Blackhawks zone. Here's Vlasic then back to Grzelcyk. Chipped off the boards to center. Clayton Keller gets it back. Mammoth now moving through the zone. It's dumped back down low. Now Schmaltz fighting for it then with Grzelcyk. Dylan Gunther trying to get that puck free as well. Here's Gunther. Feeds it up top. Stolen back then by the Hawks. Here's Nazar now through center. He'll drop it back then. Battling for it is Marino. Banked off the boards. Bertuzzi to the right side. Now Teravainen on the right side battling for that puck. At center, Nick Schmaltz battling for it as well. Teravainen flicks to the center. Bertuzzi off the boards, back down low. Now Schmidt trying to poke check that one away. Mammoth will settle it down now and clear it back to center. It's just been non-stop play here, back and forth this entire game. Blackhawks get it back now. Bertuzzi to Burakovsky, then down low. Bertuzzi up top. Kaiser waits, fires it, and it goes off of Vanacek down low. Now Crevier dumps it down low to the corner. Mammoth trying to get it back. Here's Carcone. One-on-one now through center. Carcone trying to get it back around. Pass back up top. Shot! Goes wide as Dursey with a good chance there. Played back to center. Here's Bedard with speed. Poke checked away. Whistle blown here for offsides against Chicago with 11:17 to go. Back and forth opportunities. The Hawks have had plenty of chances. And it is still a 2-1 lead for the Mammoth in the second period. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the commentary stream. What a game we got here tonight. Hawks are pressuring for that game-tying goal, but cannot get it across the line. Mammoth aren't playing too bad, too. They're getting their opportunities as well. Some good blocks as well. What's up, Hugh? All right, still a commercial break here once again. Thank you all for your support tonight. It is greatly appreciated. About to resume from the break. And we're back. Honoring the veterans here in United Center. They always love to honor their veterans. It's a tradition that is always awesome, honoring all the veterans. Every single game, there's usually a new one for every league and every team. And the Blackhawks broadcast continuing to remember the great Troy Murray, who passed away earlier this week. Won a Selke trophy back in the early 90s. Yes, sir, Hugh, we had a great day yesterday. A little bit of a slower day today, but that's no problem. At the end, it's just a number. And what really matters is commentating a great game for all of you wonderful people here on the channel. Face-off here now outside of the Utah zone is won by the Hawks. Donato. Pass back down low and dump back into the Utah zone. Here's Vanacek trying to clear it off the boards. Puck goes up in the air and out of play with 11:08 to go. Face-off here now in the Utah zone. Coming once again. Mammoth win the draw. Here's Marino. Off the boards to center. I'm doing good, Christine. Paterka now on the right side, battling forward with Kaiser. Below the line then, Wyatt Kaiser picks it up for the Hawks. Off the boards to Burakovsky. Tried clearing it back down low. Kaiser. Banked off the boards then, back down low. Rinzel. Keep saying it the wrong way. Rinzel over then to Burakovsky. Will backhand it down low. Cross ice pass to Kaiser. Down low then Green. Looks for options. Kaiser up top to Bedard. Bedard waits. Fires it. Denied by Vanacek. That was a good toe drag release there by Connor Bedard. Bank to center then. Kaiser battling for it. Puck is back into the Utah zone. Now Nate Schmidt will grab it here for the Mammoth. Schmidt down low will clear a pass to center. Gunther to Schmaltz. Dumps it down low. Keller battling for it now below the line. Crevier is also there as well. It's chipped back around then all the way to the neutral zone. It's DeSimone who will regroup with it. Nick DeSimone. Off the boards then back over for Gunther. Keller racing for it now. Clayton Keller battling for it here in the corner. Go Mammoth. Love to hear that, Sean. Whistle blown here with 9:47 to go. I'm not sure why they're blowing the whistle, but that they did regardless. And we'll go back to commercial break. Shots are 14-10. I'm trying to find my sticky notes. I'm not sure where the heck they went. Where did my sticky notes go? Oh, they're on the ground. Of course they are. Now I just messed up my camera. Sorry, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. We are about halfway through the game and the period. And the Mammoth still with that 2-1 lead over Chicago. But the Blackhawks are starting to push. Shots 14-10. Shots 14-10 in favor of the Blackhawks. Goaltender check on the current stats. Vitek Vanacek, 13 saves on 14 shots, .929 save percentage with Utah in this game. And on the other side, Drew Commesso making his Watch with Nordic debut. Has 8 saves on 10 shots and .800 save percentage in total. Not a great game there for Commesso, but it is what it is. Faceoff's going to come up here now in the neutral zone, I believe. Probably wrong. Some great opportunities here for both sides. Chicago has pressured the play the majority of this period. Shots are 6-4 in favor of the Hawks. And Connor Bedard with a couple good chances there. He's had a few shots tonight. Sure, the bettors are very happy about the way that he has played, regardless of not putting out points on the score sheet. Face off in the defensive zone. Donato now taking the draw. It'll be against Kraus. It will kick Schmaltz out, who's actually taking the draw. Now Gunther comes in. We will attempt that once again. Face off here in the Blackhawks zone. Is won back then by the Blackhawks. Chipped off the boards to Ilya Mikheyev. Mikheyev plays it back to center. Battling for it then is Nazar on the right side. Drop back down low. Mikheyev over then. And back to center. Mammoth take it back. Here's Keller right side. Fires it. Denied by Commesso. Big save there. Ryan Donato picks it up then down low behind the net. Hawks trying to get it out of their own zone. Crevier. Here on the right side then for Chicago. We'll get it up to Mikheyev. Pass up ahead then to center. Schmaltz. Right side then for Cooley. Gives it back up to Schmaltz. Up top, Keller. Up top to Dursey then, who can't get it there in time. Gunther down low. Fires it off the post. Dylan Gunther with just a shot on his feet. Or sorry, on his knees. He's obviously on his feet. I meant on his knees. Battling for now at center. Mammoth trying to get that puck. Donato breaks it away. Now Barrett Hayden will get it to center. Here's Yamamoto. Fires it on. That one goes wide of Comesso. Down low then Hayden battling for it. Yamamoto trying to get that one back. This line with a goal tonight. Levshunov played to the center. Banked off the boards then for Nazar. Trying to poke check that one ahead. DeSimone. Down low then for Cole. Ian Cole chipped off the boards. Blackhawks get it back. Nazar. Cross-ice pass to Teravainen. Saucer pass back to Nazar, who will take it now below the line. Nazar pass in front. Teravainen a shot. It deflected off a stick and wide of Vanacek. Now it's on the side of the net. They're battling for that puck. Whistle is blown as they could not get control of it. Feels like this game has been going by really slow. Does anybody else feel that way? There's a ton of whistles tonight. Either that or I'm just bored, which could be it. This game hasn't been too bad, though. It's a close one. Teravainen with a good chance there. It does deflect off of Vanacek, so the Hawks will get a shot off of that. 15-11 now. Need Nazar to get an assist. We'll see, bro. We will see if he can. Face-off coming up here in the Mammoth zone. Won by the Mammoth and dumped back into the Chicago zone. That is not enough for an icing. Carcone. Right side then for Kerfoot. Stolen back then by the Hawks. Here they come through center. 3-on-2. Slaggert drops it back. Shot from down low. Lourdes' shot. And that one goes wide. Burakovsky trying to play one in front. And that one's blocked as well. Marino will fight for it down low in the corner. Lourdes will try and backhand it up top. Mammoth get it back now below the line. Kerfoot will clear it back to center. Stenlund trying to backhand that one down low. Carcone comes in. Denied by Comesso once again. Up top, Stenlund. Pass over then Weegar. Look, shoots it wide. Mackenzie Weegar, one of the top deadline acquisitions by the Utah Mammoth. Here's Ryan Green. Chips it back down low then to the Utah zone. Off the boards is Cole. Cleared back to center. Connor Bedard now will break this one back to Green, who gets knocked down low then by Weegar. Good defensive play there by Mackenzie Weegar. Chipped all the way back to center. Burakovsky to Green. Ryan Green now battling for it on the right side. Peterka fighting for it there as well. Cooley now battling for it with Peterka. Peterka gets it back. Now Cooley 2-on-1. Logan Cooley comes into the zone. Poke checked away. He'll recover then with the puck. Battling for it with Rinzel. Puck is chipped all the way back to center. Kept into the line. DeSimone to Logan Cooley down low. Blackhawks doing a good job at kind of playing defense here. Here's Bedard. Bedard 1-on-1. Fires it. And that one goes wide of Vanacek and back over to the right side. Crevier will try and dump that one down low. He'll get it there. Mammoth with that puck will backhand it off the boards. Captured by Bedard. Bedard comes in down low and blocked by Cole. Bedard recovers. Shot up top. Picked away by Vanacek. And it goes up and out of play with 5:54 to go. 6 minutes left here in period number 2. Mammoth lead 2-1 still. Blackhawks have done a good job at keeping the push here on the Mammoth. And I'm going to be honest, if they keep on pushing the way they are, they will tie this game up. I am confident in that. Mammoth have gotten a couple of chances here in the last few minutes, though. So it is starting to level out here a little bit, but the shots are 16-12. It's been a good game regardless. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the commentary stream. It would be greatly appreciated. We live stream all 32 teams here on this channel. Whew. Got a good one tonight. Have a little bit of a headache. Great opportunities here for the Blackhawks these last couple of minutes. Vitek Vanacek has played a very good game. Carcone getting into it there with Levshinov. Trying to get things physical there in front. Looks like Carcone lost some teeth as he was heading to the bench. Face-off coming up here now. It'll be in the Utah zone, I believe. Yes, it will. Face-off is won back by the Blackhawks. Kept in the zone by Chicago as the Mammoth tried to clear. Donato backhands it around behind the net, then grabbing it down low is Crevier, who will battle in a tie-up now. Mammoth get it back. Here's Clayton Keller with speed. Keller, cross-ice pass. Schmidt shoots it into the chest of Comesso. And now 5.5 minutes to go here in period number 2. Oh my God. Me too. I love hockey too. Face off in the Blackhawks zone. It'll be Barrett Hayton taking the draw against Nazar. Face off won by Utah. Battling for it on the right side. It's grabbed then by Nazar, who breaks it out through center. Frank Nazar over to Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi dumps it down low. It's off the boards for McBain. McBain ahead then for Yamamoto. Right side, Hayden moves to center. And a good chance there. McBain could not convert. Shot from Durzee's blocked and banked all the way back to center. Mammoth grab it back then down low. Yamamoto off the boards. Levshinov over to Hayden. Now McBain down low back to Levshinov. Here's Connor Bedard now breaking it through center. 2-on-2. Teravainen there as well. Nazar tried getting it back then off the boards to the right side for McBain, who will get it back to center as he clears it back into the Blackhawks zone. Icing with 4:39 to go. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Take a look at these two goaltenders and watch with Nordic live commentary streams. We covered it earlier in the pregame. Vanacek, only 2 games that he's been commentated in. This is his 3rd one tonight. Comesso playing in his 1st ever. Cool to see new goaltenders in live commentaries. Face-off won by the Mammoth and cleared back to center. Renzel back to Kaiser. Off the boards then for Green. Green cross-ice pass. Bedard comes in, shoots it, fanned off that puck. Rebound in front. They score! Backdoor for Andre Burakovsky, who ties up the game. I think he just slipped it right past Vanacek, and he's got a big smile on his face. We are tied with 4:25 to go. Andre Burakovsky, his 11th goal of the season. Just flipped that one off of Vanacek into the back of the net. Connor Bedard will get an assist. And what a play. It's like a mini Michigan. It's a mini Michigan goal. Are you serious? Andre Burakovsky with a mini Michigan. Wow. It wasn't a full-blown Michigan. It wasn't going up top. It was kind of like down low a little bit. Wow. I have not seen that before. Over 190 commentary streams. And that's our first, like, technical Michigan, I guess. Not kind of. Puck goes back into the Utah zone. Burakovsky from Bedard and Green. Now Gunther battling for now at center. Here's Mangiapane. Comes into the zone. To center a shot. And that one deflects off the boards and wide. Now battling forward here on the right side. Levshinov. Pass up top. Crevier. Not clearly on his stick. He'll shoot it in again. Denied by Vanacek. Mikheyev. Down low then with 3.5 minutes to go. Pack down low. Bedard looks. Fires it. It goes up and wide. It's in the crease. Vanacek gets to it. And covers up. And now we get some pushing and shoving here in front. Which is definitely friendly pushing and shoving for sure. Totally. Some physicality. Nate Schmidt throwing a punch there on Mikheyev. Things getting physical here in United Center. With 3:27 remaining. Thank you all for tuning in as always. I greatly appreciate it. I think we may have a penalty coming up here. Or at least something's got to come of this. Connor Bedard had a nice chance there. Puck slid back into the crease. Vanacek was just like, nope, I'm covering that up. Face off here now in the Utah zone, won by the Blackhawks. Ryan Green dumps it down low. Burakovsky below the line, then back over to Bedard. Connor Bedard up top. Rinzel tipped and out of play. So it is actually Rinzel. I always get that name mixed up. That in Nazar. Is it Nazar or Nazar? I think it's Nazar, right? I hear it so many different ways, it's like hard to... But we are tied. 3:12 left to go in this second period. Face off here in the Utah zone. It's won by the Mammoth. Weegar back to Stenlund. Stenlund ahead then for Kerfoot. Alex Kerfoot now breaks it through center. Chips it off the boards, then down low. Rinzel battling for it with Carconi, a shot on there, denied by Comesso. Now Green. Chipped off the boards to center. Mammoth now regroup. Stenlund will dump it down low into the Blackhawks zone. Comesso down low then for Kaiser. Kaiser cross-ice pass for Rinzel. Sam Rinzel through the zone, backhands it down low. Grabbed then down low by Nick DeSimone. DeSimone chipped off the boards. Here's Peterka. J.J. Peterka, back Cooley in front, and DeSimone could not tuck it. Now here comes Bertuzzi the other way. A 2-on-1 developing. Bertuzzi with Teravainen. Back up top, down low then on the right side. Pass over, broken up. And Cooley tries clearing it away, kept in by the Hawks. Grzelcyk on the right side. Back over then, down low for Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi to the point then for Teravainen. Teravainen trying to deke that one in. Pass down low, broken up by Peterka. Battling for now on the right side. Cooley over then for Dursey. Back over to Cooley now on the right side. Logan Cooley up top. Dekes around Bertuzzi. Pass over. Denied. Peterka in front. Back over. Then McBain a drive. And that one is denied as well. Blackhawks flick it back to center. Schmidt off the boards then for Barrett Hayden. 90 seconds left to go in the second. Yamamoto. Back up top to Schmidt. Schmidt down low. Broken up by the Hawks. Here they come the other way. Lardis to center. Stolen back then by Utah. Off the boards now, getting it back. And dumping it down low is Kaiser. Now Marino dumps it around behind the net. Mammoth get it back. Yamamoto to center. Puck slides in on Comesso. He'll play that one away. Now Lardis. Backhanded to center. What a play by Kaiser. He'll dump that one down low into the Utah zone. Final minute of play. Cross-ice pass from Weegar to Keller does not get there. Now Renzel battling forward with Keller. Keller trying to play it through his stick. Below the line then Donato. Back over then for Kaiser. Chipped off the boards then for Renzel. Sam Renzel to center. Schmaltz played back up top to Gunther. Stolen back then by Renzel with 30 seconds left on the clock. Wyatt Kaiser battling for it down low. Utah gets it back. Ian Cole will throw it down low. Schmaltz's shot through the crease. Now Donato off the boards then for Mikheyev, who will chip it back to center. Andrew Mangiapane battling for that puck. Schmaltz back to Weegar. Weegar off the boards then for Schmidt. Played ahead then to Gunther. Here's Gunther now through center. Fires it. And that one's blocked. Rebounds there. Denied. Schmaltz back to Keller. Could not convert. And that will do it for period number 2. And now some physicality being ensued as these two teams and their temperatures are rising. What a second period that was. Andre Burakovsky ties the game up at 2, assisted by Bedard and Green. And that being said, folks, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. We'll be back for the start of period number 3 momentarily. It should be a good one. This is the countdown till the 3rd period. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the commentary. And now we sit back, relax, and wait for the 3rd. What a second period that was. A lot of back and forth. Not a ton of chances in general. But it was still a fun period regardless. I enjoyed myself for sure. Good opportunities for both teams. Connor Bedard picks up an assist. Up to 7 points now in commentary streams. And then Ryan Green also on the board as well. That is his first point in Watch with Nordic commentaries. Love to see that. So anything you guys want to talk about, comment it down below. We will discuss anything. Any questions you guys have for me, anything at all, we'll talk about it in the comment section. #732nd player to score a point in a live commentary. No multi-point games so far. All individual scores on every single play. Kind of impressive when you think about it. So a nice little nifty period there. Not a lot to be upset about for sure. That was a good period. Yep. Do you guys want to see what I pulled today? I did some hockey card unboxing. You guys want to see what I pulled today? Let me show y'all. So, We did, so I unboxed some O-Pee-Chee hockey cards today. I got a couple of good pulls. I'll go through all of, like, the O-Pee-Chee cards and stuff. Then I'll go through all the marquee rookies. I got a ton of rookie cards. I got 4 big packs. If you guys have been following the Unbox with Nordics, the next one will be on our 200th stream, March 20th. This is the stack of cards that I have to organize. It is growing further and further more as it goes up. So, there you go. Let's go through the cards. What's my favorite candy? It's a great question. I'm a big Twix guy. I like Twix. All right. Let's go through the stack of cards that I got. That I got today and unboxing some hockey cards. First off, Easton Cowan marquee rookie. This isn't worth that much, but still pretty cool. I like to put the rookies aside, put them in a separate binder. Also got a Jimmy Snuggerud. I'm a big Snuggerud fan. I like Snuggerud a lot. He's a fun player to watch. And then a couple of like O-Pee-Chee special poster cards. I'll go through these quickly. Mark Kastelik, got one for him. Cale Makar, got one for him. The good thing with this is that the lighting does not glare. Here's Ville Heinola. I don't even think he's on Winnipeg anymore, is he? I thought he was on the... oh, no, I'm thinking of Sami Niku. Who remembers Sami Niku? Jonah Gajovic on Florida. Dmitry Voronkov on Columbus. Shane Gostisbehere on Carolina. Valerie Nichushkin on Colorado. Zach Whitecloud on the on the Golden Knights. Trent Frederick on the Oilers, and then Colin Miller on the Jets as well. So those were the pulls that I got from that. And then I did get a blue card. I don't know what this means. It's just blue. Roman Josi blue. Cool. And then here are all the rookies that I got. Couple of good ones. Couple of pretty decent ones. But I did not get a Schaefer. Did not get a Demidov. Did not get a Seneca. I'm still hunting for those. I will eventually get them hopefully soon. Maybe in the next Unbox with Nordic, we will get those. So looking through the rookies that I pulled today. Brady Martin for Nashville. Quinn Hudson for the Oilers. That's pretty nifty there. Axel Sandin Pellikka. By the way, Quinn Hudson, we commentated his first NHL goal here on the channel. Zane Parekh as well, covering up the name there, but we got Parekh. Isaac Howard, the Iceman for Edmonton. I believe he's in the AHL now. Harrison Brunick for Pittsburgh. Ian Moore for the Ducks. Here's a guy we pulled in the first ever Unbox with Nordic, Ryan Suzuki. And then Sam Dickinson. Those were all the rookies that I pulled today in my O-Pee-Chee unboxing, unpacking, or whatever you want to call it. So there you go. Those were the nice pulls that I got. They were okay. Nothing crazy. O-Pee-Chee doesn't have that many variety kind of cards, so it's kind of eh. But nothing crazy there. So there you go. I'll show off my most valuable card too. I'm pretty sure I've done this before, but trying to create content here in the intermission for us to discuss. Let me grab it here real quick. I have a Andre Vasilevsky signed card. It's not worth a ton, but it's probably my most valuable card. It is an SP Performers Andre Vasilevsky card. It is 27 of 99. I do not have many cards that are like that are of that kind of value. So I do have a bunch of signed cards. Not a lot of numbered ones, though. Not a whole lot of numbered cards, though. So that's one of my only ones that I got. Still grinding for those rare cards, trying to pull them. It's very rare to get them, though, but the more I unbox them, the more I can maybe get them. So just got to hold out for hope. So 9.5 minutes to go till period number 3. We are tied up at 2. It should be a good third period coming up. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. I do not have a Schaefer yet. I've been trying so hard to get a Schaefer, but I sadly have not been able to get one recently. I've been trying. I've been getting so many boxes and packs in the hope that I do get a Schaefer, but sadly I have not been able to get one yet. Or a Demidov. I could go for a Demidov too. Or even a Wallstead or a Seneca, but I can't get a Schaefer yet. All right, I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back, guys.
Behind the scenes of the Chicago Blackhawks in every shift, episode 3, as the team embraces the next man up mentality. You can watch every episode of the 4th season at youtube.com/Blackhawks.
Alrighty, I have returned. Sorry about that, guys. Thank you, Christine. I appreciate it. I try and be a nice guy. All right, about 7 minutes till the third period. Stick around, guys. We have a good third period coming up. Hopefully. Hopefully it's a good third. One can only hope. Shots 19-14. What's the chances the Blackhawks win? Well, in reality, it's 50-50, but they've been the better team, so I think they can get the win tonight. I think they will get the win. I'll predict Chicago wins. Overtime, though, I hope. Hopefully. Hopefully overtime. Gunther with the game winner. That'd be sick. We'll have to see. Last time we streamed these two teams, going back to my records here, Blackhawks took on the Hurricanes back in late January. We streamed that game. It was a shootout win for Chicago. The last time we streamed the man was against Tampa Bay. They were shut out 2-0 against the Bolts. Andre Vasilevsky picking up a shutout there. This game will not go down that way. literally impossible to.
Oh, this is a Utah team that's playing for pride as they try to set a losing streak, Tony. I want to see them throw everything.
I like the lights behind you. Thank you. Yeah, nice little Christmas lights. They've been up since December. They'll probably stay up, to be honest with you. I don't have much desire to take them down. All right, about 4 minutes to go till the start of the third period. We are almost there, folks. We are almost there.
They say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Well, then, correct.
Now swap a savory steak patty and get any breakfast sandwich for just $5.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Taxes. Yes, so taxes.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. It's been a good game so far. Hoping for even better here in this third period. As we keep on moving along, don't forget, tomorrow there will be no commentary streams. Wednesday, Senators versus Canadians will be our commentary for Wednesday. As we continue the grind to the Stanley Cup playoffs. We're almost a month away. I don't think people realize that. We're almost a month away from the Stanley Cup playoffs. I believe they begin the 17th of April, if I'm correct. Or the 18th. It's around there. And we're almost there, folks. We're almost 10 days into March, which is crazy to think about. So, there you go. Watch spring training free of the White Sox. I think they'd rather watch the Cubs. Alrighty, let's get ready for the start of the third period here between the Utah Mammoth and the Chicago Blackhawks here. Second period recap. There was only one goal scored in that middle frame. It came from Andre Burakovsky, and it tied up the game for the Chicago Blackhawks. Take a look at your stats through 40. Shots are 19-14 in favor of Chicago. Face-off percentage, 53% in favor of the Blackhawks. Power plays, Mammoth 0 for 1, Chicago 0 for 3. Both teams have struggled here on the PK. Hits are 16-15 in favor of the Hawks. Block shots are 10-4 in favor of Chicago as well. It is 2 points in the standings. The Mammoth certainly need these 2 points more. They're battling for a wild card spot, trying to make the Stanley Cup playoffs for the first time in their franchise's history. They currently have 72 points, and with a win tonight, they can move up to 8 points over the Sharks. And now we get ready for period number 3 coming up here in just a moment. And I'm a little bit behind. Let me resume myself here. There we go. Oh, no, I'm not. What the hell? There we go. All right, third period is underway here from Prudential Center. Puck is dumped back down low, then into the Utah zone. Sorry, some glitches there on my TV that prevented me from commentating for a moment. Here's Clayton Keller. Dumps it down low, then into the Chicago zone. Now Vlasic will backhand this one off the boards back to center. Cross ice pass. Stolen back down to the line. Down low then with it. Back up to Keller. Keller backhanded to Dursey. Here's Sean Dursey now through center. Will dump it down low to the Chicago zone. Gunther back to Crevier. Off the boards then. Here's Mikheyev. Ilya Mikheyev then will dump it down low into the Utah zone. On the right side now, Green battling forward with Marino. Cooley off the boards and poke check to center. Now Green backhanded off the boards. Mammoth take it back. Peterka knocked off the puck. Now Kaiser grabs it back. Penalty coming up. And it's going to be against the Blackhawks. And for the first time tonight, the Mammoth will get a legitimate full 2 minutes of power play time. So the Mammoth get a shot here to potentially take the lead and an opportunity to set up. And boy, do they need it. They've been outshot in every period of this game against a team that is on a back-to-back. Face-off coming up here now in the Chicago zone. The number 1 PK in the NHL will have to stand tall once again. Face-off here now is won back by the Blackhawks. Vlasic battling for it down low in the corner. Nick Schmaltz is there as well. Below the line. It's a tie-up down low behind the net. Puck is still tied up. And jabbing at it even still, they can't get it loose. Finally, it does come free. It's cleared back up top to Dursey. Sean Dursey down low then for Gunther. Gunther to Dursey. Back over to Keller. Down low then is Hayden. Barrett Hayden behind the net. Hayden to Keller. Keller to Hayden. Hayden back to Keller on the right side. Up top to Dursey. Dursey pass back over to Gunther, who chips it off the boards. Now Schmaltz back to Keller. Up top, Dursey down low. Slides back then behind the net then. Can't get the shot off. Gunther to Dursey. In front, Cooley can't fire it on. Cleared by the Hawks. Puck will slide into the Utah zone. Vanacek. Back over then for Sean Dursey. Will play it back to center. Clayton Keller, the captain of this Mammoth team, chips it into the zone. Barrett Hayden dumps it back down low. Now Kaiser battling forward here on the right side. Puck is cleared back into the Utah zone once again with 40 seconds to go on the power play. Here's Nate Schmidt behind the net then for Utah. Cooley dropped it back to Peterka. J.J. Peterka off the boards and into the zone. Fires it wide of Comesso. Now up top. Schmidt looks, fires it, blocked in front, rebounds there, jabbing at that puck, comes back up top. Schmidt back over to Cooley. Cooley down low, fans the pass. He'll hold it up top. Cooley back to Peterka. 10 seconds to go on the power play. Peterka waits in front. Krause's shot denied by Comesso. It was a slow shot at that. But the puck is cleared back to center, and that'll do it for the PK. Here's Cooley back into the zone. Knocked off by Slaggert. He'll touch it. Battling for now on the right side. Power play is over. A great kill for Chicago. Shot on is denied. And now we get some pushing and shoving here in the corner once again. Mammoth with only one shot on that power play. Both goaltenders have played well these last few periods. And the physicality gets even more intense. And good defensive plays by the Blackhawks. They show further and further why their PK is the best in the NHL. They make great defensive plays. They're there every time with the stick. It's phenomenal. It's awesome to see. And we'll see if the Hawks can hold it down here and get that go-ahead goal in this third period. But they're playing well. They've had a good game so far. Face-off coming up here now in the Chicago zone. Green versus Stenlund. Face-off won by Utah. Shot from Uyghur goes wide. Now Burakovsky then below the line. Grzelcyk battling for it on the right side. Chicago trying to get it back to Green. Broken up then by Stenlund. Green, cross-ice pass. Here's Connor Bedard. Bedard trying to throw a spinorama move off there. Mammoth get it back to center. Ryan Green gets it back over to Bedard. Bedard to Burakovsky. Stolen back by Uyghur at the line. Whistle blown dead here for an offsides with 16:22 to go. Nationwide is on your side. Face-off coming up here now outside of the Utah zone. Mammoth will take the draw. Down low now, it's banked off the boards to center by Marino. Back into the Chicago zone now, Comesso to the right side. Up top, Marino. Back down low. Chicago trying to get it back. Mikheyev cleared to center. 2-on-2 the other way then for Chicago. Mangiapane to Donato. Donato dumps it around then behind the net. Kaiser fires it. That one goes through the crease. Donato then fires it on again. That one goes through the crease as well. Below the line then up top. Mangiapane off the post. Down low now, John Marino. Played back to the right side. Gunther for Keller. Keller will bank this one off the boards. Back into the Chicago zone. Now Ryan Donato will throw it back down low then for Vlasic. Mark-Edward Vlasic will flick this puck to center. Grab back down low then by Ian Cole. Ian Cole thrown to center then Lardis. Battling for with Carcone. Carcone takes that puck back. Yamamoto over to DeSimone. DeSimone dumps it down low into the Chicago zone, sorry. Now Levshunov back up to Slaggert. Slaggert cross-ice pass. Here they come the other way, 2-on-2. Slaggert to center. Blocked, rebounds in front, and it goes wide. Slaggert now clears it back up top. Grzelcyk fires it on. That one goes through back down low into the corner. Nick DeSimone on the right side. Now Slaggert. Down low then Ian Cole battling for that puck. Now chipped off the boards to the point. Shot from Grzelcyk. Denied, rebounds in front. And cleared away by Utah. Kept in though by the Hawks. Grzelcyk up top. Deeks around. Cole, a shot in front. Denied by Vanacek. Rebounds there. And taken back by the Mammoth. And flicked to center. Now Artem Levshunov will regroup with this puck. Here's Kaiser now. Poke check by Kraus. And getting to it in time is Rinzel. Back up to Teravainen. Teravainen up then to Dursey. Broken up then by the Hawks. Teuvo Teravainen dumps it down low into the Utah zone. Uyghur plays it off the boards. Now it's Kraus. Backhand to the center. Kraus, 2-on-1. Back to Peterka in front. Can't get it on. Rebounds there. Denied by Comesso. Here's Bertuzzi now who will flick it back to center. Cole gives it back over then for Carcone. Carcone will backhand it down low. Peterka racing for it now with speed. Off the boards to Cooley. Below the line then Carcone. Try to feed it up top. Nazar now 2-on-3 with Teravainen. He'll dump it down low as he's tied up. Good effort there by Frank Nazar. Shots 21-16 in favor of the Hawks. They have played very well here against this Utah team. Dump back down low then to the Chicago zone. Mikheyev to the right side, Bedard. Up top to Burakovsky. 3-on-3 developing. Burakovsky down low. Green looks for options. Fires it around behind the net then to Grzelcyk, who's knocked down. And puck will slide back to center. Connor Bedard. Ahead then for Burakovsky. Green down low. Bedard! Saved by Vanacek. Oh my lord, I thought for a moment that Connor Bedard took the lead. What a save by Vitek Vanacek. It nearly went through the 5-hole. but Vanacek got it with the pad and covered up. We are still scoreless in this third period. Shots are 22-16. 12:50 left to go in period number 3. Yeah, that was a nice save by Vanacek for sure. You take a look at the goaltender stats here through this game so far. Vanacek, 20 saves on 22 shots, .909 save percentage. And for the Hawks, Comesso, with 14 saves on 16 shots, .875. Comesso is in his first ever live commentary stream. You take a look back. This is the second time ever in Watch with Nordic history these two teams have played each other. The first time these two teams played in live commentary history was back on the first ever day that we ever started streaming Watch with Nordic commentaries. The second ever stream. It came back in October of 2024. The first ever game for the Utah Mammoth / Hockey Club when they relocated from Arizona to Utah. It was a 5-2 win for the Mammoth in that game. Connor Ingram was in net for Utah. Fun fact. Whew. Oh my God, what a chance for Connor Bedard. Vanacek, it somehow stays out. It wasn't Vanacek per se that kept it out. It actually deflected off the post and into Vanacek's pads. Face-off here now in the Utah zone. Donato versus Hayden. Face-off won by the Hawks. Vlasic down low, then Mikheyev. Backhand pass over. Broken up then by Utah. Here they come the other way. It's Schmaltz with Gunther. Gunther comes in. Fires it wide. Trying to keep that one in the zone is Keller. Battling for now on the right side with 12.5 minutes to go. Schmaltz trying to play that one up top. Hawks get it back. Vlasic to center. Donato knocks him off that puck. It slides back into Vanacek, who will hold on to the puck. Mammoth will get it back down low. Here's Schmaltz trying to break this one ahead through center. He'll clear it down low into the Blackhawks zone. Now Renzel back up to Green. Ryan Green carries it through center. Drop back to Bedard. Bedard comes into center. A shot goes up and wide. He's had so many chances tonight. Thank you, first try. I appreciate it. Kaiser to the right side. Renzel fires it. That one goes wide of Vanacek. Mammoth will clear it to center. Kaiser to Burakovsky. Andre Burakovsky into the zone. Back to Bedard. Bedard looks up top to Kaiser. Kaiser at the point. Back around down low. Loops it around up top. Renzel a shot. Wide. Bedard's there on the rebound. Could not convert. Bedard cross-ice pass. Broken up then by the Mammoth. Yamamoto now in a 3-on-3. Will get it up then through the zone. DeSimone looks, waits, fires it. He fans on that puck. Blackhawks get it back. Here is Burakovsky now through center. Poke checked away. Grabbed then down low by Grzelcyk. Here on the right side, Blackhawks trying to break this one through center. It's Levshunov. Stolen back by Stenlund. Dump back down low then into the Chicago zone. Grzelcyk to Levshunov. Tipped off the boards to center. Puck is dumped back into the Chicago zone. Racing forward with speed is Krause. Lawson, Krause below the line. Puck goes up top and wide. Shots 22-15. They take away a Mammoth shot as we approach the halfway mark of this third period. What a game we have here so far. Tied at 2. Levshunov here in the corner. Back over to Frank Nazar. Down low now below the line. Then back to Grzelcyk. Grzelcyk to Teravainen. Teravainen now will break this one through center. Shot on. Vanacek denied. Rebounds there. In front. Teravainen denied as well. And the Mammoth clear back to center. Blackhawks have been a better team here 100%. Cleared back into the Utah zone. Shots 23 to 15. Stenlund off the boards to center. Lafferty tried to get to that puck. Now Carcone dumps it down low. Here's Kerfoot, a shot. And that one goes up and out of play with 9:49 to go. Connor Bedard has been all over this game. Keep an eye out for him. Still tied at 2. Mammoth goal incoming. We'll see. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the commentary. We are a little bit over 30 subscribers away from 5,300. The support has been unreal these last couple of weeks. Thank you all so much. It really means the world to me. Hope we score. We'll see, bro. Still about 9 minutes to go. Maybe we'll get some extra time. You never know. I liked Ingram. It's wild that Veju wasn't the starting goalie, the starter of the Utah Mammoth /HC. Yeah, it was Ingram. Ingram started the first ever game. Yeah, I liked Ingram too. It sucks what happened. Obviously, he dealt with some issues before he ended up leaving the Mammoth, but he's doing well in Edmonton. He played well last night. So I definitely commend him for sure. Face-off here now in the Blackhawks zone is won by the Mammoth. On the right side, Carcone trying to bring it back down past the center. Here's Lafferty. Down the right side then below the line. Sam Lafferty trying to feed this one up top. Here's Kaiser, a shot. That one goes wide. Kept in the zone then by Chicago. It's blocked there off of an own Blackhawk skate. And they're forced back to center. Rinzel then to the right side. Lardis. Over then to Rinzel off the boards to Kaiser. Kaiser dumps it down low. Mammoth trying to get it back. Marino. Down low then for Schmidt. John Marino now will break this one through center. About 9 minutes to go in the third. Mikheyev back down low. Mangiapane to Donato. Donato down low then for Mangiapane. Here on the right side, trying to bank that one down low. Mammoth take it back. Here they come the other way. Keller, 3-on-3. Clayton Keller then down low. Pass over! And Schmaltz cannot convert. Chicago will take it back to center. Levshunov battling for it on the right side. Donato picks it up. He'll dump it around the Utah net. Played back up top. Kaiser Rashadi fans on it. Now Donato fires it on again. Rebounds there. And Mikheyev can't tuck it. Here's Vlasic. Down low now in the corner. Back to Mikheyev. Cross ice pass. A shot! And it goes wide off a Donato chance there as well. Vlasic, another shot. And it's blocked through the traffic. Down low now in the corner. Picked back up then by the Hawks up top. Vlasic. Here now on the right side. Down low Schmidt. Back over then for John Marino. Marino trying to get it to center. Bertuzzi. Back down low to Nazar. Nazar battling for with Marino. Below the line then, Teravainen, a shot. And that one's denied there. Blackhawks trying to get it down low. Bertuzzi to Teravainen. Back to Bertuzzi. Pass up top. Grzelcyk will fire it around then behind the net. Back over then. And a cross ice pass to Grzelcyk. Down low. Here's Nazar. Pass back over. Teravainen can't get it. Levshunov waits. Shoots it. And it's blocked. I think it went wide, actually. Mammoth have been out there for a while. They will flick it out outside of the line. They'll get a couple changes off. Most players will stay on. Here's Nazar. Back to Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi at the line, forced back out. Mammoth can get some more line changes off. Now Kaiser will break this one here through center. Shots are 24-15. Stolen back by the Mammoth at the line. Uyghur battling for it then down low with Kaiser. McBain. Stolen back then by Rinzel. Battling for it now with Hayden. Teravainen will clear that one around behind the net, then back to center. Shots 24-15. Less than 7 minutes to go. Barrett Hayden dumps it back into the Chicago end. Rinzel will carry this one through center. Shots are 5-1 in favor of Chicago in this third period. Cleared off the boards now. Grzelcyk. Bedard, a shot denied by Vanacek. And there's another chance for Connor Bedard. He cannot convert. Talk about a player who has been all over this game. Connor Bedard with 5 shots here tonight. And he has not been able to get shots on and get them past Vanacek. 5 of them tonight. Nuts. Shots 25-15. Face off here now in the Utah zone. Here's Bedard taking the draw. Face off one then by the Hawks. Burakovsky. Back up top. Green to Grzelcyk. Cross ice pass. Bank back down low to the corner. Now Uyghur battling for with Bedard. Mackenzie Uyghur off the boards to Kraus. Lawson Kraus. Battling now with Stenlund. Here's Uyghur now down low. Now Ian Cole. Thrown to center. Kraus. Puck is tipped back into the Chicago end. Levshinov to Grzelcyk. Less than 6 minutes to play. Ryan Green will backhand it down low. It's taken back in the Utah zone. Peterka. Around now behind the net. Nick DeSimone now picks it up. Thrown back to center now. Poke check by Carcone. Michael Carcone. Battling on the right side. Trying to poke that one. That one has is Stenlund. Now Kaiser to center. And a whistle blown here at the line. In the neutral zone with 5:29 to go. I think a penalty's coming up here. I'm not 100% sure. There might be. I thought I saw the referee's arm go up. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. It could have been a high stick or something. I'm not sure. We'll find out. Again, it's hard to tell sometimes on the TV when I'm not there in game. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the wonderful commentary. 5.5 to go. It's been a fast-paced one, but it's been a fun one regardless of that. Second period was a little bit of a slog, but it's okay. We're still having a good time. All right, face-off coming up here now. No penalty on that play. Must have been like a high stick or something. Not 100% sure. But regardless of that, we'll play on. Face-off is won back by the Blackhawks. Here on the right side now, it's Lafferty, who will dump it down low to the Utah zone. Ian Cole off the boards then for Kerfoot. Flicks a pass then for DeSimone. Cross ice. Stolen back then by the Hawks. Lardis will dump it down low then into the Utah zone. Ian Cole now. Back up top. Levshinov dumps it around behind the net. Grzelcyk clears it down low then behind the net. Lardis a shot. And that one is blocked. Puck will slide back into the Chicago zone. We are now in crunch time. Final 5 minutes of play. We are still tied at 2. Vanacek now for Schmidt. Schmidt throws a centering pass back into the Chicago zone. Icing with 4:36 remaining. All right, face-off here now in the Utah zone. Schmaltz taking the draw against Donato. 4.5 minutes to go in the third. Face-off is won by the Hawks. Ryan Donato battling for it down low in the corner. Time ticking down. Not a lot of it left. Crevier off the boards to Schmaltz. Broken up down the line. Blackhawks trying to keep this one in. Donato up top. Pass over to Vlasic. Vlasic shoots it. It's blocked. Now Dylan Gunther will dump it back the other way. Not enough. Icing. Still 4:09 to go. Again, these two teams will face off again on Thursday. It'll be in Utah. So it is kind of a home-and-home series here that'll end the 4-game series. Again, as we mentioned earlier, Chicago took the first 2. And if they, at best, they will win the series. At worst, they will tie. Face-off here now is cleared all the way back to center. Rinzel battling for it then with Gunther. Dylan Gunther now in the corner. Trying to get this one free. Banks it back up top. Weegar fires it on. That one goes wide. Now on the right side here, McBain. To Weegar. Blocked in front. Mackenzie Weegar then back down low. Here on the right side, Yamamoto to Weegar. Weegar shoots it. Denied the rebounds in front. And cleared away. Connor Bedard then turns it over. Dursey keeps it in. Bedard trying to poke check that one away. Dumped around then behind the net. Jack McBain below the line. Pass in front. And broken back down low below the goal line. Here's McBain. Up top. Dursey a shot. And that one's blocked. Here's Dursey on the right side then. Down low behind the net, McBain. Jack McBain trying to move to center. Up top. Dursey fires it wide as well. Mammoth getting their first pressure here in a while. Here's Weegar. Back over then to Yamamoto. Shot on is blocked. Bedard now battling for it. It's chipped. Back down low to the corner. Mammoth keep it in. Broken stick for Bedard. Here's Barrett Hayden. Cross ice pass to Dursey. Can't keep it there clearly on his feet. Sean Dursey back to Hayden. A shot. Denied. Rebounds in front. Comesso will make the save and get an ovation from the crowd. As constant pushing and shoving as well. I think Chicago will win. And now we get some more physicality here. Burakovsky going down on the ground with Barrett Hayden. There should be penalties here, potentially. And in a game as intense as this is, it's understandable that tensions are certainly flaring. And that's been very evident here tonight. So physicality there down low. Barrett Hayden with a couple good chances. Some stick blocks there as well, but the Mammoth are keeping the pressure on. Shots 25-19 here late in this third period. Drew Comesso in his Watch with Nordic debut tonight He has become the 96th goaltender to appear in a commentary stream. Absolutely incredible. Congrats to Comesso. It's cool to see new goaltenders appear. It's not often we get one this late in the season, but there you go. Face-off here now in the Chicago zone, won by the Hawks. Levshinov, back up to Teravainen. Teuvo Teravainen then cross-ice pass, poke checked away. Blackhawks get it back, Nazar to Grzelcyk. Grzelcyk, below the line then to Levshinov. Now Matt Grzelcyk will break this one through center. Tyler Bertuzzi will flick this one back down low into the Utah zone. Here's Nick DeSimone. Below the line now, we'll look for the Mammoth. Approaching the final 2 minutes of play. Mammoth get it back now. Here's Cooley. Looks. Gets tied up. Peterka can't get the shot off. Fires it anyway. And denied by Comesso, who gets it there on the chest. And now some more pushing and shoving here in front. And the game gets further more physical in the final 2 minutes of play. Oh, yeah. This has definitely been one of those games. That's been incredibly evident here tonight. Nice opportunity there for J.J. Peterka. Lawson Krause gave Comesso a little poke. Things got a bit physical. And then there was some more pushing and shoving. We'll see if there's any penalties that come out of that. I don't think so. And no, we'll keep on playing. 2 minutes to go in the third. We've been live for nearly 2 hours and 45 minutes here. Not very common for a regular season commentary like this. Face-off coming up here now in the Chicago zone, won by the Blackhawks. Here's Vlasic. Banked off the boards to center. Mammoth trying to keep it in. Kaiser. Back to Vlasic. Cleared back to center. Mammoth trying to get it back on the right side. Now Crevier regroups here in his own end. Crevier battling shots. Gunther in front. Denied. Rebounds there. Back down low in the corner. Gunther back to the right side then for Crevier. Crevier up top to Donato. Donato back over then for Mangiapane, who gets tied up with the official. Utah gets it back. Here's Schmaltz. Down low now in the corner. Marino off the boards. Now Gunther. Poke checks it ahead. It goes into the Chicago bench. As he tried to play it, but he poke checked it into the Blackhawks bench anyway. And we will resume. Puck was right on the right side. It was just above the goal line. And Drew Comesso having himself a good night here tonight. We get a brief stoppage in play for just a moment. Face-off coming up here now again at center. It'll be Bedard versus Hayden on the draw. Face-off. Blown dead due to a violation. We will redo. Face-off again now is won by the Mammoth. Here's Weegar. We'll dump that one down low into the Chicago zone. Approaching the final minute of play here in overtime. Yamamoto up top. Weegar shoots it, tipped in front and wide. Jack McBain now battling forward here in the corner. Trying to get that one free, dumped around behind the net, then back up top. Dursey dumps it down low to the corner. McBain tried to play it up top, then back for Ryan Green. Green ahead then to Bedard. Here's Connor Bedard through. Dursey could not get there all the way. 40 seconds to go in regulation. We are still tied. Jack McBain will play it back then for Weegar. Mackenzie Weegar now down low in his own zone. Weegar through center. Puck is chipped back into the Chicago end. Now battling for it down low in the corner, Frankie Nazar. Kick back to the right side, kept in by Schmidt. 15 seconds to play. Marino below the line then, back off the boards for Kerfoot. Kerfoot fighting now with Vlasic. He'll hold it against the boards. Less than 10 seconds to play. Time ticks down. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to overtime. 60 minutes was not enough. We will get extra time here in Chicago. What's up, Canadian Gig? Mangiapane has a goal tonight. Uyghur hasn't looked too bad. 60 minutes was not enough. We will get overtime here from United Center, and it should be a good one. All right, so here's how overtime works. 5 minutes of 3-on-3. If there is no goal scored, we will head to a shootout. You look at Watch with Nordic history between these two teams, and there's not a lot of it, to be completely honest with you. Neither of these teams have scored an overtime winner in a live commentary stream. So tonight could be a first. The only team that has really gone this far, I don't think the Mammoth have been to overtime. That's a lie. But nobody has ever scored an overtime goal for either of these teams in live commentary history. So things could get interesting here. We'll see what happens. So stuck in commercial break here. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the wonderful commentary as we get ready for extra time here in just a moment. Alrighty, I think we are ready to go here. It's going to be extra time, overtime here from the United Center. It is 5 minutes of overtime hockey. If there is no goal scored, it'll be a shootout. 3-on-3 action here. Dylan Gunther and Clayton Keller with the most overtime goals this season for the Mammoth. It won't tell me who's scored the most for the Hawks. I don't know it off the top of my head. Donato, Rinzel, and Bedard against Stenlund, Uyghur, and Gunther. Overtime is underway. Face-off is won here. Uyghur now with this puck on the right side. Mackenzie Uyghur grabs it back. We'll move this one through center. Uyghur into the zone. Dekes around. Try to get it in there on Comesso. Could not tuck it. Now Rinzel battling for now on the right side. Uyghur up top to Gunther. Dylan Gunther here battling for it on the right side. Keller holds it up top. Clayton Keller comes in, shoots it, denied by Comesso as well. Keller now below the line. Clayton Keller trying to move this one to center. Keller waits, down low then for Marino. Back up top, Gunther a shot, and it goes wide. Puck is cleared all the way back to center. John Marino picks it up then for the Mammoth. About a minute gone here in overtime. Marino will regroup in his own end. Gives it up for Cooley. Logan Cooley back to the captain Keller. Keller to Cooley. Cooley to center. Denied by Comesso. And the Mammoth continue the pressure. Here's Marino. Back to Cooley. Cooley down the right side. Circles around. Back over to Keller. Keller pass over. And Dursey cannot convert. Sean Dursey gets it back. We'll drop it over then for Schmaltz. Schmaltz to Cooley. Cooley deking around. Back over to Schmaltz now on the right side. Utah hemming the Hawks here. Cooley back up top to Schmaltz. Schmaltz up top to Cooley. Poke check by Nazar, kept in. Cooley to center down low. Schmaltz poke checked in the air. Hawks get it back. They'll send Nazar on a breakaway 1-0. He's in. He loses the puck. Are you serious? On a 1-0 breakaway, he lost control of the puck. Here come the Mammoth the other way. Whistle blown, and we're getting a penalty here. A power play coming up in overtime for Chicago. How did Frank Nazar mess that up? He had a 1-0 breakaway. He kind of fumbled the puck there a little bit. Oh my gosh. Wow. You cannot be serious right now. Holy crap. Power play coming up for the Blackhawks. 3:04 left to go. And a tripping call here on Schmaltz. And Chicago will get a power play. Yeah. So it'll be 4-on-3 for the power play. When the penalty is over, it's 4-on-4. And then the next whistle will be back to 3-on-3. Face off now in the Utah zone. Won by Chicago. Nazar up top to Bedard. Bedard on the right side. It's Bedard, Bertuzzi, Nazar, and Teravainen. Nazar to Teravainen. Waits. Fires it. Blocked. Trying to push it away. Nazar to Bedard. Bedard waits up top. We'll look for option down low. Teravainen a shot. Denied by Vanacek. And cleared by the Mammoth. Comesso will give it back then to Nazar. Frank Nazar now will move it through center. Drops it back to Teravainen. Teravainen down low. Up top to Bedard. Bedard to Teravainen up top. Nazar a shot. He scores! The comeback in OT. Frankie Nazar. After fumbling the breakaway. And the Hawks get the win for number 19. Frankie Nazar, overtime winner. His second career overtime goal and his first ever in a live commentary stream. The 30th all-time overtime winner in Watch with Nordic Streams. That's pretty nifty. Frankie Nazar picks up the win, and the Hawks take down the Mammoth. Well, there you go. That was a nice little commentary there. It was competitive. It was a longer one, but I definitely enjoyed that. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Like the stream down below. Subscribe if you're new. That was a fun one. Frank Nazar, overtime winner. Hawks defeat the Mammoth. We'll be back on Wednesday. Canadians versus Senators. That should be a darn good game as well. Two Canadian rivals facing off in that one. Thank you all for tuning in. And I will see you guys in the next stream.